Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. AEW's historic stadium show All In is finally here, but will the Wembley Stadium Super Show live up to the hype? Join us now as Wrestlelamia recaps All In and provides our exclusive analysis as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. We'll also have news on a rumored backstage altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry, Tony Khan's big announcement, and more. Zero-hour pre-show. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match, Aussie Open, Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher defend against Better Than You, Baby, MJF, and Adam Cole. Better Than You, Baby rally and hit the double clothesline for the win. Your winners and new ROH Tag Team Champions, Better Than You, Baby. FTW Championship match, Jack Perry defends against Hook. A wild brawl that finally ends in the ring with Hook locking in Red Rum and Jack Perry tapping out. Your winner and new FTW champion, Hook. Main show, Real World's Championship match, CM Punk defends against Samoa Joe. Punk tries to get into Joe's head, but the Samoan submission machine isn't playing around. He takes Punk outside the ring, manhandling him and busting the straight edge superstar open. The fans in Wembley are solidly behind Joe. However, Punk bites Joe when the two are on the top rope. Punk hits the Pepsi plunge, and it's all over. Your winner and still champion, CM Punk. Trios match, the Golden Elite, Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page take on Konosuke Takeshita and Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson, and Jay White. The Golden Elite start strong, but the Guns make their presence known, and the heels isolate Omega. Hot tag to Adam Page helps the Golden Elite regain the momentum, but they can't cope with the Guns' interference, and Takeshita surprises Omega with a roll-up for the pin. Your winners, Konosuke Takeshita and Bullet Club Gold. AEW World Tag Team Championship match, FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defend against the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. FTR wear armbands honoring their fallen friends Brody Lee and Bray Wyatt. Finally, FTR hits one more Shatter Machine to retain the titles. Your winners and still tag team champions, FTR. After the match, FTR extends their hands to the Young Bucks, but they refuse to shake FTR's hands. Stadium Stampede match, Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, and Pento El Cero Miedo versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Nothing or no one is scared as all 10 wrestlers use every move and implement possible to destroy the other. This one is all about guts, actually blood and guts, as the Best Friends and company take a hella beating, only for Orange Cassidy to reach deep down and land a fourth and final Superman punch on Claudio to get the Duke. Your winners, Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and Penta El Cero Miedo. Four-way match for the AEW Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida defends against Toni Storm, Saraya, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. The Outcasts team up and try to get the advantage. The two friends do battle as the match continues with Dr. Britt trying to apply the lockjaw on Shida. Meanwhile, Saraya sprays paint in Toni Storm's eyes to get the 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new AEW Women's Champion is Saraya. Coffin match, Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage with Prince Nana and Luchasaurus. A predictable but fun gimmick match that allows Sting to work within his limitations and the rest of the wrestlers to hit some high spots. To no one's surprise, Sting and Darby win, placing Swerve in the coffin to win the match. Your winners, Darby Allin and Sting. Will Ospreay with Don Callis versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho and Fozzy perform Judas before the match. Will Ospreay dominates the match early on, but Jericho is far from finished. The match progresses as Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho. Ospreay refuses to quit though. Finally, Ospreay hits another Stormbreaker, getting the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Will Ospreay. AEW Trios Championship, House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King with Julia Hart defend against Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed, Anthony Bowens, and Max Caster. The Acclaimed pick the house rules for the match, making it a no-holds-barred match. This proves to be a good pick as the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn wear down Brody King, covering him for the win. Your winners and new AEW Trios Champions, the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. AEW World Heavyweight Championship match, MJF defends against Adam Cole. Adam Cole and MJF start off as friends, showing tremendous sportsmanship until their competitive nature gets the better of them. MJF refuses to play the heel, passing on a chance to use the Dynamite Diamond ring in a steel chair. Later, when the match is declared a draw, Cole asks for 5 more minutes with MJF refusing and telling them they'll go until there's a winner. Roderick Strong attempts to turn the tide for Cole, but Cole refuses to use a title belt when the referee is dazed. Eventually, MJF cradles Cole for the win. Your winner, and still AEW World Heavyweight Champion, MJF. After the match, MJF tries to console Adam, reminding him that they're still ROH Tag Team Champions. Cole is angry and MJF gets enraged, accusing Cole of using him to get to the title. MJF hands him the AEW belt and yells at him to hit him with it. Cole refuses and the two men hug it out. Could fans be seeing a new MJF? The Good. A strong pre-show. AEW put on a strong pre-show that blended well-produced hype videos along with 2 solid matches, Aussie Open vs MJF and Cole, and a serviceable brawl between Jack Perry and Hook. What worked about the pre-show was that it didn't seem like filler, either with the videos or the matches. Fun with flippity-floppers. The Golden Elite vs Takeshita and Bullet Club Gold was the fast-paced, high-octane style of match fans were expecting and got. There were plenty of exciting moves as well as all the blunders that are bound to happen when 6 wrestlers strive to dazzle the audience. A standout stadium showdown. Kudos to everyone involved for pulling out all the stops to put on an entertaining stadium stampede match that was fresh and maintained the hardcore violence fans are used to with the Blackpool Combat Club, while also throwing in just the right dash of comedy to keep this from devolving into a mindless bloodbath. Playing to history and the home crowd. AEW's Wembley Stadium was about more than making history, it was also about respecting wrestling history and playing to the home crowd. AEW's announcers made sure that fans were aware of the long rivalries between various participants, making each match, such as the Stadium Stampede, mean more, not to mention playing up the long rivalry between Samoa Joe and CM Punk that dates back to Ring of Honor. Local girl makes good. Saraya's title win was a nice touch as it gave the fans in Wembley a chance to see England's own capture her first AEW championship. AEW also provided fan service such as having Saraya's family accompany her to the ring. With any luck, the match will also lead to the end of the Outcast storyline as it's been on life support from day one. Playing to Sting's strengths. The fans at Wembley Stadium got to see the icon Sting in a match that played to his strengths, allowing him to hit some cool spots, look like $1 million, and make his fans happy. However, the match was well crafted in that it also forwarded Darby Allin's quest for the TNT Championship and gave Nick Wayne a moment in the spotlight. Timing is everything. All In wasn't a perfect show, but one area it excelled at production-wise was how one match flowed into another. AEW fit 9 matches into a 4-hour show, including 2 in the pre-show. Furthermore, the majority of the matches were extended bouts, with the main event running just under 30 minutes. Wrestlelamia isn't saying the WWE should follow suit, but All In showed how easy it is to fit in a lot of wrestling without a show feeling forced. A main event masterpiece. MJF vs Adam Cole was guaranteed to be a sizzling showdown, but the storyline of whether each or both men would cross the line to get the win was the catalyst that made this match a masterpiece. AEW has done a superb job keeping fans guessing as to whether MJF can change his spots, and it continued until the end of the night. Where it goes from here should keep fans coming back for more. The bad. Crummy camera work. Some bad camera work tonight by AEW. There were numerous instances of AEW trying to provide shots of the crowd just to show viewers at home how many people were present in Wembley Stadium. The problem was that these shots took the cameras off the ring or provided such long shots that the viewers at home couldn't see what was happening in the ring. A messy match. Tonight's 4-way fight for the AEW Women's Championship told a nice story, but the match itself was wanting. All 4 women seemed to have trouble adjusting to working a 4-way fight, not because they're 4 curtain jerkers, but because Shida and Baker's only role in the match was to hover in the background until Saraya pinned Storm. Not only was this the only women's match on the show, but it didn't even last 10 minutes. The Downright Ugly. All In was more than a pay-per-view, it was a show that should remind anyone but the most ardent WWE supporters that AEW is no flash in the pan. All In was also a reminder of how magical wrestling can be, bringing in over 80,000 fans to see some of the finest competitors from around the world. Backstage blow-up between Punk and Perry? Is AEW's rumored backstage heat finally boiling over? Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, "There was a physical confrontation between CM Punk and Jack Perry right before CM Punk went through the curtain, working on more details." Perry apparently made a reference to Punk during Jack's match against Hook. During the match, Perry prepared to suplex Hook onto a limousine's windshield, shouting, "Real glass, cry me a river," a statement that was believed to be related to a previous incident where Punk chided Perry backstage for wanting to use real glass in a spot. As the night progressed, more details emerged, with PW Insider reporting, the prevailing story making the rounds is that Perry confronted Punk, leading to the two shoving each other. As we previously stated, from there, the first story was Punk struck Perry. However, the version that is becoming most shared is that Perry was caught in a choke. Punk is still backstage at Wembley Stadium. We are told that Perry was ordered to leave and is no longer at the stadium. Keep in mind, this is a developing story and more details are sure to emerge. Sure enough, the following story surfaced. Miro has claimed that the story was fake and untrue, and other versions allege that Punk threw a punch and that Punk stepped to Perry first. Wrestlelamia will continue monitoring this story. Mercedes Moné at AEW. Both fans attending All In and those watching at home had a shocker when Mercedes Moné was shown watching the show. Fightful Select notes, there have been recent conversations between the two sides and that she's open to appearing, with one source even showing heavy optimism that the two sides will be working together. Another source spoke as if it was in the works. Mercedes was shown on screen more than once, a situation that's sure to fuel buzz about her heading to AEW. AEW returning to London. All In is returning to the UK. AEW announced at the end of the show that All In will return next year to Wembley. Could this be the start of an annual tradition? Well guys, there you have it, Wrestlemania's recap and analysis of AEW's All In pay-per-view. Did you watch the show? If so, what did you think? Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.